안녕하세요. 터미입니다. Let's learn Korean efficiently today. The grammar I will teach you today is first, 아오 보이다, seem, look. Second, 아오서 그런지, maybe because. And third, 어떤 것 같다, I think subject was did. If you learn today's grammar, 저 사람 뭔가 수상해 보이지 않아? Doesn't that person look kind of suspicious? You will be able to use expression of what you saw by guessing. It looks like a line from a detective drama, doesn't it? And this is the 50th lesson, so I have a handmade present for you. It's a test. The test will cover the 46th to 50th lessons. I have prepared it so you can strengthen your grammar and reading skills. Please take the challenge. The link is in the description box. We have already reached the 50th lesson of the intermediate level. Woohoo! Oh my god! That's amazing! The more effort you put in, the more you will be able to hear. So keep studying, pass topic to level 4, and let's become a super intermediate masters. You can do it! 그럼 시작할게요! The first grammar, 아오 보이다, means seem, look. This is a way of saying that you can see it with your own eyes and then guess and talk about the outward appearance of an event, person, or thing. You use 아오 보이다 for adjectives only. The grammatical structure will be adjectives plus 아오 보이다. Okay? To conjugate, first you create your form. After that, you remove your from it, goodbye, and attach 보이다. For example, 좋다 means to be good. The your form will be 좋아요. You remove your from it, goodbye, and add 보이다 to make 좋아 보이다, to look good. Crystal clear? By the way, I briefly explained this grammar in the beginner's 21st lesson, but this time let's dive deeper with 아오 보이다 with more examples. Now, let's read a sample sentence. 어제 친구를 만났는데 많이 아파 보였어요. I met a friend yesterday and he looked very sick. I hope he's okay. Here, 아프다 is to be hurting or to be aching. But, if you use it on a person like this example, the translation becomes to be sick. Okay? The your form of 아프다 is 아파요. You remove your from it, goodbye, and attach 보이다 to make 아파 보이다, to look sick. Next, let's look at an example sentence that says it's not what it looks like. 이 김치는 보기에는 매워 보이지만 실제로는 안 그래요. This kimchi looks spicy, but it's actually not. It's true that some kimchi looks super spicy, but some are even sweet. Did you notice this? Anyway, here, 맵다 is to be spicy. What is the your form of 맵다? It's 매워요. So you remove your from it, goodbye, and attach 보이다 to make 매워 보이다, to look spicy. Now, I prepared an example sentence that woman would be happy to hear. 유미 씨는 젊어 보여서 저는 20대 초반이라고 생각했어요. Yumi looks so young that I thought she was in her early 20th. Women always want to look young, right? Here, 젊다 is to be young. What is the your form of 젊다? 3, 2, 1. Yes, it's 젊어요. So you remove your from it, goodbye, and attach 보이다 to make 젊어 보이다, to look young. Next, I prepared an example sentence like the news. 이산화탄소 배출권에 대해서 논의가 계속되고 있지만 해결될 여지는 없어 보인다. There is an ongoing debate about carbon dioxide emission rights, but there seems to be no room for resolution. Here, 없다 is to be not. The your form of 없다 is 없어요. So you remove your goodbye and attach 보이다 to make 없어 보이다 seem to be no. 없어 보이다 is a verb. Since it comes at the end of the sentence, you attach 니은다 to make 없어 보인다. Crystal clear? Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 여자친구가 새로 산 옷을 입었는데 평소보다 she wore a new outfit she bought and she looked prettier than usual. Number 1, 예뻐 보였다. Number 2, 예뻐 보았다. The correct answer is number 1. 예쁘다 is to be pretty. The O form of 예쁘다 is 예뻐요, right? You remove 여 from it. Goodbye. And attach 보이다 to make 예뻐 보이다. Here you want to say the past tense like she looked pretty, so it becomes 예뻐 보였다. Number 2 is wrong because it said 예뻐 보았다, right? This kind of grammar does not exist. So be careful! Now let's read it together. 여자친구가 새로 산 옷을 입었는데 평소보다 예뻐 보였다. You can read it like I'm in love with her again. Now let's look at the next quiz. 그 사람 겉으로는 the person ostensibly looked okay. Number 1, 괜찮아 보였어요. Number 2, 괜찮게 생겼어요. The correct answer is number 1. 괜찮다 is to be okay. The yo form of 괜찮다 is 괜찮아요, right? You remove yo and attach 보이다 to make 괜찮아 보이다 to look okay. Since it is the past tense, it becomes 괜찮아 보였어요. Number 2, 괜찮게 생겼어요 is wrong because it means it looks good. Now, let's read it together. 그 사람 겉으로는 괜찮아 보였어요. What? How was he actually? Please read it as if you were telling your friend. The second grammar, also 그런지 means maybe because. You use this when you give a possible reason to explain some situations. You can use also 그런지 for verbs, adjectives, and nouns. Here is the grammatical structure. Verbs, adjectives plus also 그런지, nouns, 이라서 그런지, nouns, 이어서 여서 그런지. You conjugate verbs and adjectives by making your form first. Then you remove 여 and add 서 그런지 to it. For example, 가다 is to go. The 여 form is 가요. You remove 여 from it, goodbye and add 서 그런지 to make 가서 그런지. Maybe because I go. 먹다 is to eat. The 여 form is 먹어요. You remove 여 from it, goodbye and add 서 그런지 to make 먹어서 그런지. Maybe because I eat. For nouns, when a word has a final consonant, you attach 이라서 or 이어서 그런지. If a word does not have a final consonant, you attach 라서 여서 그런지. Now, let's read a sample sentence. 남편은 오랫동안 공부만 해서 그런지 항상 어려운 정치 이야기만 해요. Maybe because my husband has been studying for so long, he always talks about difficult politics. Here, 하다 is to do. The 요 form of 하다 is 해요, right? I'm sure you all can quickly come up with this. You remove 요 and attach 서 그런지 to make 해서 그런지, maybe because subject has been doing. You can feel that she's guessing. My husband is studying all the time, so maybe this is what happened to him. That's why she's using 해서 그런지. Do you get it? Next, let's look at an example sentence for an adjective. 미국이랑 문화가 달라서 그런지 유학 생활에 익숙해지는데 시간이 좀 걸렸어요. Maybe because the culture is different from the United States, it took me a bit of time to get used to life as an exchange student. Here, 다르다 is to be different. The 요 form of 다르다 is 달라요. So you remove 요 and attach 서 그런지 to make 문화가 달라서 그런지. Maybe because the culture is different. And finally, let's look at an example sentence for a noun. 역시 그분은 선생님이라서 그런지 항상 예의가 바르네요. Maybe because the person is a teacher, he is always polite. Here, 선생님 is a teacher. It is a noun with a final consonant. So you attach 이라서 그런지 to make 선생님이라서 그런지, maybe because the person is a teacher. You can see that she's guessing and telling the story. Quizzes! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 커피를 많이. 밤 12시가 되었는데도 잠이 안 오네요. Maybe because I drank a lot of coffee, I don't feel sleepy even though it's 12 o'clock at night. Number 1, 마셨어서. Number 2, 마셔서 그런지. The correct answer is number 2. 마시다 is to drink. The yo form of 마시다 is 마셔요. You remove yo and attach 서 그런지 to make 마셔서 그런지, maybe because I drank. Number 1, 마셨어서 is wrong because you can only apply the present tense for 아 어서, no past tense. Okay? Now let's read it together. 커피를 많이 마셔서 그런지 밤 12시가 되었는데도 잠이 안 오네요. Please read this with the thought that drinking too much coffee is not good. Now, let's look at the next quiz. 우리 동생은 대학교 때 지금도 체격이 엄청 좋아요. Maybe because my brother exercised in college, he is still very fit. Number 1, 운동해서 그런지. Number 2, 운동했기 때문에. The correct answer is number 1. 운동하다 is to exercise. The yo form of 운동하다 is 3, 2, 1. 운동해요. Yes! You remove yo and attach 서 그런지 to make 운동해서 그런지, maybe because my brother exercised. If you choose number 2, 운동했기 때문에, it becomes because he exercised, which is not your guess, but an objective statement of the reason. Thus, it is incorrect. Now, let's read it together. 우리 동생은 대학교 때 운동해서 그런지 지금도 체격이 엄청 좋아요. Please read it as if you are telling them what kind of person he is. The last grammar, at 어떤 것 같다, means I think subject was, did. You have already learned at 어떤 in the 36th intermediate lesson. Let's review it together. You can use at 어떤 to recall something that was completed in the past. You combine it with 같다, seems to be, I think, then it becomes at 어떤 것 같다, I think subject was, did. In other words, you use it when you are uncertain about what you experienced in the past. And you want to guess like, I feel like it was like this. You can apply this grammar with verbs, adjectives, and nouns. The grammatical structure will be like this. Verbs, adjectives plus at 어떤 것 같다. Noun plus 였던 것 같다. To conjugate verbs and adjectives, first, you make the basic past tense. Then you attach 던 것 같다 to the step. For example, the past tense of 가다 is 갔다, right? So you attach 던 것 같다 to it to make 갔던 것 같다, I think I went. The past tense of 먹다 is 먹었다. You attach 던 것 같다 to it to make 먹었던 것 같다, I think I ate. For nouns, if a word has a final consonant, you attach 이었던 것 같다. If a word does not have a final consonant, you attach 였던 것 같다. Now, let's read a sample sentence. 어제 남편이 몰래 제 푸딩을 먹었던 것 같아요. I think my husband secretly ate my pudding yesterday. He secretly ate my pudding. Oh no, that's a big deal, isn't it? Family discord starts from pudding. Anyway, here 먹다 is to eat. The past tense of 먹다 is 먹었다, ate, right? You attach 던 것 같다 to this to make 먹었던 것 같다, I think my husband ate. Let's take a look at the next sentence. 상민 씨 시험 점수를 보니까 상민 씨는 공부를 열심히 했던 것 같아요. Looking at 상민's test score, it seems like 상민 studied hard. Here, 공부하다 is to study. The past tense of 공부하다 is 공부했다. You attach 던 것 같다 to it to make 공부했던 것 같아요. It seems he studied. Since you want to add 열심히, hard, to emphasize the sentence, you place it in the middle of 공부했던 to make 공부를 열심히 했던. Okay? Next, let's see an example with a noun. Here you go! 그 사람은 한국에 있을 때 영어 선생님이었던 것 같아요. I think that person was an English teacher when he was in Korea. See, can you feel the feeling of uncertainty? In this sentence, 선생님 is a teacher. Since it has a final consonant, you attach 이었던 to make 선생님이었던 것 같아요. I think he was a teacher. Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 손님들이 음식을 저렇게 많이 남기다니 너무 것 같아요. I think it was too spicy that the customer left so much food. Number 1, 매운. Number 2, 매웠던. The correct answer is number 2. 맵다 is to be spicy. The past tense of 맵다 is 매웠다. It was spicy. You attach 던 것 같다 to it to make 매웠던 것 같다. I think it was spicy. Number 1, 매운 is the present tense of a noun modifier, right? Therefore, it is not correct. Now, let's read it together. 손님들이 음식을 저렇게 많이 남기다니 너무 매웠던 것 같아요. Please imagine a spicy meal and read it. Now, let's look at the next quiz. 그는 아마도 의사가 적성에 맞지 않다고 것 같다. I think he thought perhaps the doctor was not the right fit for him. Number 1, 생각했던. Number 2, 생각했고. The correct answer is number 1. 생각하다 is to think. The past tense of 생각하다 is 생각했다. You attach 던 것 같다 to this to make 생각했던 것 같다. I think he thought. Number 2. 생각했고 is wrong because it means and I thought. Now, let's read the correct sentence together. 그는 아마도 의사가 적성에 맞지 않다고 생각했던 것 같다. Please read it as if you were telling your friends. Homework! I'll give you today's saying. Please spot today's grammar. 푹 자고 나면 웬만한 것은 좋아 보인다. Almost everything looks better after a good night's sleep. By H. Jackson Brown Jr. This is so true, right? Good night's sleep refreshes your memory. Anyway, here's your homework for today. There are 2 homework assignments. First, compose 3 sentences using today's grammar. First, try to use our 보이다, seem, look. For example, 피곤해 보이는데 어제 야근했어요? You look tired, but did you work overtime yesterday? It is an example that could be used in a company. Second, try to use 어서 그런지, maybe because. For example, 날씨가 따뜻해져서 그런지 어제는 많은 사람들이 외출했어요. Maybe because it got warmer, a lot of people went out yesterday. Third, try to use at 어떤 것 같다. I think subject was did to share vague memories of the past. For example, 그는 매일 콜라를 마셨던 것 같아요. I think he was drinking Coke every day. The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words from number 1961 to number 2000 on page 26 in the intermediate vocabulary list. There is a vocabulary quiz of 40 words on my website, so just feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. Also, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is the 50th lesson, so I prepared a check test for you. The test will cover the 46th to 50th lessons. I have put my whole heart into this test by incorporating a lot of the grammar you have learned during this period. So please give it a try. You can find the link in the description box. That's all. Thanks again for your hard work. I look forward to meeting you all one day and hearing your stories. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득 웃음